Hey guys, welcome to our Keynotes. Until now, in the Hibernate playlist, we have seen 5 concepts. The first concept is about Hibernate Framework introduction, the differences between Hibernate and JDBC, and we have discussed the advantages of Hibernate Framework. In the second video, we have seen the configuration of MySQL database in NetBeans 8.0.2. And the third video is about getter setter methods. Using that, how to insert a record in MySQL database table. That's what we have seen with the demonstration. The fourth video, we have discussed the importance of Hibernate annotations and how to use it within the Pojo class. And in the fifth video, I have shown you how to use Hibernate query language. Also, we have discussed the differences between SQL statements and HQL statements. And then I have demonstrated how to use, instead of select star from table name, then we have used one statement in HQL. So that was discussed in this video. If you have not yet checked these videos, do please check this and then try the demo programs. In today's video, I'm going to perform CRUD operations in Hibernate Framework. So before getting into this video, if you have not subscribed yet, do subscribe my channel to get more updates. Now, first, let's design the database and table. So what I'm going to do is that initially you have to create a table database over here. First, you have to let me disconnect. So it shows disconnected here, and you have to start. And once you start, the disconnected thing will get vanish, and then you can see all your databases here. Now, if you want to create a new database, right click and create database. Type your database name here and grant full access and click OK. The moment you do that, you will get your database over here. Then, for example, right now I'm going to work with this retailer database and then right click and connect. And if it is connected, you can see you have to find, yeah, this is the retailer database, and you can see that there is a difference over here. Fine. And then now just open this database. And if you need to create a table, you have two options. One is create table over here, and we can do it by, just by clicking these buttons, you can add columns. The another way is execute command, and where this is your database, and then you can write the query, SQL query over here. Now let me open this tables. I have 3 tables. Now I'm going to work with this employee table. So right click and view data. So there are 2 records, and then now I need to delete these records. Let me just delete and then run, and I will do this again. Okay, now there are no records in the table. The table is empty. So how many columns we have got? We have got 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. ID, first name, last name, and salary. So ID, I have kept it as auto increment and primary key. Okay. So the syntax, I have specified the database, I mean the table design syntax over here. I'll be uh, mentioning this in the description box, so you can use this. Okay. Now, so now the table is ready for us, and the database name is retailer and the table name is employee. Okay. Now let's go back to the project. Let me close all these things. Yeah. And you can see that this is my project design. So I have got one Pojo class, that is employee. My main class name is manage employee, and I have got 2 XML files. So by looking at these 2 XML files, you can understand that I didn't use annotations, because if we use Hibernate annotations, we don't want to create this Hibernate mapping.xml file. HPM file is not required. Okay. Now this is a configuration file which we create in all the projects. Now my project name is Hibernate HQL CRUD. Okay. Now these are all the libraries which are required. So these Hibernate libraries will get imported when you import a few packages, that I'll let you know. Now, after creating the table, now the second step is to create the Pojo class. So the Pojo class name is employee, and you can see that my package name and my class name is employee. And I have 4 columns in my table, right? So I have 4 variables over here, and this is a default constructor, and this is a constructor with parameters, 3 parameters: first name, last name, salary, and rest all our getter setter methods. Now we know that how to create these getter setter methods. Okay, over here up to this. So that is just right click over here, means after creating the variables, we have to just right click and insert code, and here you will get an option called getter and setter. Now I have already generated those things, so it is not showing that option. Okay, now after that I have one sort of method even here to set the salary. Okay, because I'm going to update salary, so I need to pass uh, the value so to this method. That's why I've kept this method. All right, now this is done. Now after the Pojo class, the next step is to configure. So that is cfg.xml file we need to create. So right click on source packages, and then you have to get this Hibernate configuration wizard. So once you do this, and you have to just map the database name. So here you should select the proper database. The database which I'm going to use is retailer here, and then just finish. The moment you click on finish button, you will get this one. So JDBC code will get automatically, generated for us. And if you go into the source tab, you can see the same. So you don't want to do anything within this CFG file. Let me show you the complete file. Yeah. Now, after creating the CFG file, the next step is to create HBM file. So in this HBM file, we have to map the column name and table name, right? So means table column name and the variables in the Pojo class. Now, how to create HBM file again? So once you create CFG file, it goes into this default packages, right? And then you have to right click on default packages and get this Hibernate mapping wizard. Okay. So while mapping, so in CFG file, we are mapping only database, but in HBM file, we will map the Pojo class name here. Don't type the Pojo class name over here. Just click this 3 dots and then browse and then get the Pojo class name. The Pojo class name is employee, right? So you can see that. So there were a lot many employee, classes, but we have to select. So this is from Hibernate HQL CRUD. So this is my project name. So you have to exactly select that particular file, else you will not get the desired results. Okay. Now, okay. And then here you need to map the table, proper table. That's it. Once you click finish, you will get this file and you will get up to this part. These first 4 lines will get generated. Okay. Now what next? We have 4 columns in the table and we have 4 variables, right? We need to map it over here. So the first column name is ID, which is to be mapped with the variable name ID, right? So I'm saying ID and then name equal to ID, which is an integer type, generated class equal to native. So generated class means that we have kept it as auto increment and primary key, right? So it should get generated automatically. So this is the step for that. Now, and then the rest of the variables are not like unique and all. So in property tag, we have to set name. That means the variable name is first name and the table column name is first underscore name. So which is in type string. And similarly, you have to map the rest of the variables with the table column names. That's it. So once you are done, so initially when this file got created, the class will be closed here. Care should be taken here. And, and then if you enter all these things, and then if you try, it will not work. It will show unable to read XML error. So you have to remove this part. All right. I mean, this class should be closed at the end of mapping all the properties. Okay. Now HBM file is done. The main file which we need to work is this main class method, and that you can see that I have imported the required packages, that is util. I'm going to use list and iterator, and in Hibernate I'm going to use org, means organization, org.hibernate. So the moment you import all these things, means mention these packages, and in libraries it will get automatically imported or added. from Hibernate, I'm going to use everything because we have discussed these 6 most important things, features, means objects of Hibernate framework, that is configuration, session factory, session, and then we have something called a criteria, query, right? Transaction. So all these 6 things were there. So we need to, import all those things from this package. Okay. And now this is the class. And then I kept session factory as static because I want the session factory to get loaded first. And also here I'm going to have a few methods, such as for adding, I'm going to use a method called as add employee. And for displaying all the records, I'm going to use list employee method. And to delete a record, I'm going to use delete employee method. And to update something, I'm going to use update employee method. So basically I have 4 methods. Okay. So now for each method, I need to create this factory, and then I need to get the configuration. So what I'm doing is that in the main method, I kept this try block where this configuration I have kept in the name of factory. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump after this. This is my method. See, my main method is getting closed over here because I have these operations that I'll cover later. Now I'll just talk about the methods. So first method is add employee method, and I have 3 parameters in that, like first name, last name, and salary. So now I need to open the session using the session object, and then I'm using the factory, session factory also with this. And then you can see that I'm beginning the transaction. And then this is the thing, like, that this is the Pojo class, that is employee, and I'm saying employee, and then the reference variable or the reference object. So, and then we can say new employee, and you see I'm passing again the same 3 values into this, like first name, last name, and salary. Means this is basically a constructor with 3 parameters which we have created in the Pojo class. So whatever we pass into that, it goes to this constructor, right, with 3 parameters. So that's the thing. Now what I'm directly saying is that I'm saying using employee ID, and then session dot save employee, and then I'm saying commit. Means I'm not using any query here. I'm just using these methods like save, delete, update, which are available from the session object. There are few more methods available like merge, join, and all. So I'm saying commit so that whatever I pass into this, it'll get saved into the table. All right. And rest everything is like catch and close the session object in the finally block. And at the end, returning the employee ID. And similarly for listing, here I'm using HQL query. This we have discussed in the previous video itself. Again, similarly, I'm opening the session, beginning the transaction. Now you can see that from employee. Employee is my Pojo class name. I'm not using table name because in Hibernate query language, we understood that we will not use the table name. Okay. Now this is about listing the employees, right? So I need to list all the employees. So I'm saying that I'm passing this variable into this create query, and then I'm storing the list of employees in this name employees, okay, in the list. And from the list, I'm using the iterator in the for loop. I need to iterate, means I need to repeat, and then I need to check whether how many records were there, and then all the records should be printed. So I'm saying iterator dot has next. It will check whether the records are available or what. If it is there, then I'm again saying that iterator dot next in this employee Pojo class. So it will just keep on checking the next records, and then it will display all these 3 information. Means I'm saying get first name, get last name, get, these are all getter methods, right? So it'll get the information. If the available records, if there is a next record, then it will get all the information. And then I'm saying again commit, and then closing the connection. So this is for listing, displaying all the employees from the table. Similarly, for updating, I'm updating using an employee ID. So I'm passing 2 values into this, and then I'm going to update salary. Again, the same procedure. Open the session, begin the transaction, then using the Pojo class, I'm going to get the employee ID in this Pojo class. All right. And then after getting that ID, I need to set, I'm using set value, I mean a setter method, set salary, and I'm passing the salary. And then I'm just using update method. So if you need, you can use HQL queries for this even. But for I want to demonstrate the methods which are available from the session object. So that's why this particular thing was done. And again, I'm saying commit means the changes will get saved and then close everything. Now, similarly for delete, I want to delete records using employee ID. So open the session, begin transaction. So here I'm saying get employee ID from this class, and then I'm saying delete employee. All right. So the record will get deleted, and then here I'm saying commit. The changes should get saved. That's it. So these are all the 4 methods which I have, and then now inside the main method, what I have done, I'm creating an object for this main class, manage employee, that is ME is the reference name. So you can see that I'm trying to insert 3 records in 3 variables like employee ID 1, employee ID 2, and 3. I'm saying this the reference ME dot, this add employee is the method, right? And then I'm passing these 3 values. So these 3 values will directly go to add employee, and then it will get into this. I mean, it will be passed into this, and then it goes to the parameterized constructor which we have created. Getting it, and then it will get saved. All right. Now 3 records will get inserted. Now, similarly, I'm using this list employee. Okay, so which will go to the list employee method, and then it will display all the records. So where we have used HQL over there. Now I want to update EMP ID 1. That means this, which is already inserted. The salary should be updated as this. So the number 1000 should get changed, means updated to 5555. Similarly, I want to delete the employee ID, that means employee ID 2. So this record should get deleted. Okay, so that again I'm listing it, I'm calling the list method. So this is the entire operation which uh, shows the CRUD, create, update, and delete and retrieve. So let me just run this for you. So we know that the table is empty. So I'm just executing the code. You can see that record inserted, list of employees. So it is listing all the employees first. 3 records inserted. Okay. And then record is updated, and that second record is deleted. So first record is updated. So this 1000 got changed to 5555. Okay. And you can see that the second record, that is ID 2, which is just deleted. So the ID 2 is we have inserted in this record, right? So that is got deleted. So now let's go to the table and we'll see whether the same thing has got reflected here or what. Just view data and scroll down over here. Yeah, you can see that 2 records were there. The middle record, that is the second record which we have inserted, is just deleted. So this is how CRUD operations can be performed in Hibernate Framework. Hope this is clear for you. Try this one and then let me know if you have got any queries in the comment section. Thank you, and thanks for watching the video.